How you doing? Well, we're back and forward to the time traveling machine. We got the time traveling machine cranked up full max. Going back to the summer of 1967. Once again, Mr. DJ outsourcing Billboard's Hot 100. Let's go to it. Of August, I believe it's August 29th, 1967. Summer Love. Let me give you the top five hits from that week. Baby I Love You by Aretha at number 5. Light My Fire by The Doors at number 4. Pleasant Valley Sunday by the Monkees at number 3. All You Need Is Love by the Beatles at number 2, down from number 1. Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry at number 1 on this Billboard's Hot 100. And let's go down. Oh yes, Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie by Jay and the Techniques at number 19 that week on Billboard's Hot 100, and Faking It by Simon and Garfunkel. I got to talk about that one. That had such a great beat to it. It's a fine record. Brilliant record by Simon and Garfunkel. But let's go all the way down to I Lost My Place. I absolutely lost my place. Bear with me. Here we go. Lost 45. Gary Lewis and the Playboys at number 57. Up 10 from 67 the week of August 29, 1967. Jill. Now by then, Gary Lewis and the Playboys had lost a considerable amount of momentum. Actually, Gary Lewis was drafted 1967, 1968. Fortunately, he didn't go to Vietnam, but he was in the Army for a little while, or in the military for a little while. But boy, what a roster of hit records. Starting late 64, early 65. Snuff Garrett Productions, This Diamond Ring, Count Me In, 1965. Save Your Heart From Me, getting into the spring of 65. Everybody Loves a Clown, and She's Just My Style. All those hit records in 1967. These groups, they had such a profusion of hits in 1965, whether it was the Supremes, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Herman's Hermits, Dave Clark 5, Beach Boys, Gary Lewis, and the Playboys. I mean, what can I say? 1965 was a phenomenal year. 1966, they had Green Grass, Gary Lewis, and Playboys, and My Heart Symphony. Summer 66, and You Don't Have to Paint Me a Picture. Remember that one, the fall of 66. But then the hits began to dry up by the time they get to Jill. Jill did not make top 40, but here's the deal about Jill. 2 hit songwriters wrote the record. Alan Gordon and Gary Bonner. Alan Gordon, I'm sorry, I can't, just bear with me because I can't pronounce words sometimes. Alan Gordon was from Massachusetts. He teamed up with Gary Bonner. These two guys, they were in a band called the Magicians back in the mid-60s. They put out a single that did okay, but their main success was in songwriting. These two guys, they wrote Happy Together. They wrote a bunch of hit records by the Turtles, several hit records by the Turtles. Happy Together, She'd Rather Be With Me, remember that? The Rocky, She'd Rather Be With Me, and also You Know What I Mean. Sort of a psychedelic sounding record. That was just a nice record. And Alan Gordon later on wrote My Heart Belongs to Me, which was done by Barbra Streisand back in 1977. One other thing, Alan Gordon and Gary Bonner, they wrote Celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. Remember that? Such a scintillating record by Three Dog Night, early in 1970. Well, they wrote this song. Alan Gordon and Gary Bonner wrote Jill by Gary Lewis and the Playboys, but no cigar on this record. It peaked at number 52. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 7 weeks. Really not commercial enough to be a top 10 or a top 20, maybe a top 40 extra to throw in, something to enjoy. It does have a pastoral sound in the bridge where it has that flute going, but obviously not really, it doesn't really just grab you. But still, Gary Lewis, the Playboys, what a pleasure. Summer of 1967 on Billboard's Hot 100 at number 57, Jill by Gary Lewis and the Playboys.